G'day legends, welcome back to another episode. Over the next 48 hours, I'm going to be testing 4 different types of eskies. Something completely different to what we usually do on this channel, but I'm dying to see the results and see if we are all wasting our money on these big name brands below me. The different types of eskies I'm going to do range from the super expensive, top of the range Yeti, the little old 20-litre Willow that we all take to work, a box of bloody styrofoam, and Granddad's favourite bloody esky. Now I'm also going to do a comparison on the Yeti stubby cooler, our humble little outer line stubby cooler, and just the normal old neoprene stubby cooler. See which ones really work the best. Is it really worth the money, or are we about to save you guys all hundreds of dollars? Rightio, let's go through a few stats first, eh? I've done some comprehensive research on these eskies. Not really, but let's run through. I've looked up everything, all right? Because I'm going to make this as fair as possible. They all claim to be 20-litre eskies, except for the Willow, which says 25, and I can't find a 20-litre esky in the Willow, all right? So we're gonna run with 25. Let's see which one out of all these has the most room. So let's start at the lowest, all right? The one with the least amount of room out of these 4 eskies that claim to be a 20-litre esky is the Yeti. So the Yeti is a 22.5 litre esky. It said 20, it's a little bit over, which is great. You'd hate to be under. Coming in second last is the Willow, which claims to be the biggest, which is actually a 25.4 litre esky. So only 0.4 off. They did well there. Whoever's there, you're doing a bloody good job. Coming in third place is Grandpa's esky, which comes in at 27.2. That's pretty generous. They're giving you 7.2 litres for free there. And coming in at first is the old freebie, maximum $4, is the white foam box. So let's just give a little round of applause for the white foam box, because that by far is the biggest and you can fit the most out of all of these eskies, which claim to be 20-litre eskies. Rightio, second of all, weight. Let's see which one is the heaviest and the lightest. In an esky, what do? You load it up with beers, you load it up with food, you take it to a party, you carry it around, you sit on it. Like, you want it to be light. You don't want it to weigh a ton, right? Most of all, you want it to keep your stuff cold, and that's the most important part. We'll get to that. Let's just see weight-wise where we're at, all right? So let's go heaviest being worst, because I don't want to carry around excessive weight if I don't have to, even though I do a little bit. All right, in fourth place, being by far the heaviest out of all of these eskies, is the Yeti, coming in at 7.1 kilos for a 20-litre esky. That's actually ridiculous. That's way too heavy, Yeti. Get your stuff together. What do we got? All right, coming in second place for the worst is Grandpa's esky, which I'm sitting on here, coming in at 4.1 kilograms. I can handle that. Still a little bit heavy, but I can handle carrying around Granddad's esky. Coming in third place is the Willow, coming in at 2.29 kilos. Now, that's getting better. That's about the weight you want an esky at when you're carrying all your stuff around. I mean, a carton of beer, what was that weigh? 20 odd kilos. So coming in at first place once again is the humble old $4 box. Let's all give a round of applause for the foam box, because tell you what, he's 2-0 over the rest of them at the moment. Price, because nobody wants to spend more than they have to, especially on an esky. Now, I'm going to start here by the most expensive is obviously the worst, all right? So let's run with that. Now, the most expensive by a country mile is again the Yeti, coming in at last place. The Yeti, I think they only make them in a 24-litre now. The 24-litre ones they're selling now are $300, all right? Coming in second place is the Willow. Now, the Willow came in at $46 from Woolies. That was the absolute cheapest I could find it, 46 bucks. Coming in third place is a foam box at $4. If you go around to a couple of restaurants, I'm sure you'd actually get it for free, but $4 being the worst case for a brand new white foam box esky. Now, this is a bit of a tricky one, all right? Grandpa's esky. I'm actually going to put Grandpa's esky as the loser out of this, because Grandpa's esky is priceless. Imagine how much history goes with this. How many remote islands did Grandpa carry this esky to? How many bush doofs, how many parties, like the history that goes along with Grandpa's esky, it's unparalleled. You can't put a price on this esky. I bet you can't even find one if I give you 2 days. So look, I'm going to say Grandpa's esky loses this one, because I'm gonna say by default, the foam box wins. It's the cheapest, all right? I'll put Grandpa's Esky as the worst because it's priceless. You couldn't buy it. Yeti third and the Willow second. All right, we've got the foam box absolutely kicking everyone's ass at the moment. We've got the Yeti way behind, but who really cares about that stuff, all right? How cold does it keep your beer? That's all we want to know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a full bag of fresh ice in each of these Eskies with a beer in each for 24 hours. I'm going to leave them in the boat here. I'm going to crack the beer of each one. I'm going to put a thermometer in them. I'm going to see which beer is the coldest and what has the most ice left. I think the Yeti will kick everything's ass in this, but I'm so keen to see it because these things are so expensive. They're so heavy. There's not much room in them. The reason why they're expensive obviously has to be because the thickness of the plastic and the density of the foam, and that is what's going to keep your beer the coldest. Anyway, after that one, tomorrow I'm going to check at the same time, which is going to be 24 hours. I'm then going to go and get a whole nother big thing of ice. I'm going to leave them all in direct sunlight for another 6 hours, and I'm going to see which one wins then as well. So stay tuned, guys, because it's going to be very interesting. Are we going to be surprised, or is it going to be the obvious choice in the Esky? Then you get to decide, do I spend $220? Do I look for Grandpa's Esky, which is priceless and you'll never find? Do I spend $4 on a little box of foam, or do I grab a $46 Willow Esky? I'm then going to grab a beer. I'm going to put it in each one of these and I'm going to leave it for 2 hours. And then we're going to put a temperature probe in and see exactly which one has kept them cool. Obviously, these are going to keep it a lot cooler than this, but which one? Because this one is twice the price of this one. So let's see. I love experiments. I'm looking forward to this one. Alrighty, I'm going to put in order what I think is going to be the worst to the best. All right, so let's have a look down here. I reckon the Yeti is going to be the best, hands down. I think the Willow will be the worst. These two I don't know. So let's go. I'm going to say Grandad's Esky is going to be second best. There. All right, it'll hold nice. So what we'll do is we're going to whack a beer in each one of these. So I got beer in the Yeti. We've got a beer in Grandad's Esky. We've got a beer in the foam Esky. I'm putting them all in the same corners, so it's as even as I can do it. And we got a beer in the Willow. All right, now I've got 3 beers here for the coolers there. I've crunched up all the ice evenly. All right, so let's do it. One in the Yeti. One in Grandad's Esky. I think this one's got a bit of a disadvantage with its size, actually, because it's got a lot of air that it has to fill and cool down. And then one more with the Willow. Rightio, I've got them all set along there. So they're all in the shade. They're all very evenly placed. I'm really interested to see which one has the ice in it the longest. So we'll go on which beer is kept the coldest, and we'll go on how much ice is left in that Esky, and that's going to be the winner of the ice bit. All right, now let's do these coolers. All right, what I'm going to do is these 3 beers have all came out of the same 6-pack. I'm going to give them 2 hours. All right, I'm going to sit them out here, top of the same Esky. That's our little old out of line one, eh? 2 hours, it's 1:18 right there. So at 3:18, I'm going to come out here, I'm going to open these beers, I'm going to put a temperature probe in them, I'm going to see exactly which one is the coolest, and that's going to be the winner. I can't really pick which one I reckon. I reckon the Yeti and ours will be pretty bloody even. I reckon the other one will be way warmer. So interesting. All right, so one more thing with an Esky. What do you want? You want strength, all right? There's only one way to test the strength of these Eskies, and that's going to be a break test. We're going to have to try and break them, all right? And I've got a few ideas up my sleeve, so make sure you hold on and we'll see how this goes. I just thought of another idea. What I'm going to do is with the stubby coolers, I'm going to leave them for 2 hours in the coolers and I'm going to crack them. I'm going to temperature probe them and see exactly what temperature they are. Then I'm going to leave them for another hour open, alrighty, so see if that makes a difference also. But anyway, it's going to be a full 24 hours till you see the eskies next. I'm not going to look at them at all, but lunchtime tomorrow, I'm going to open these eskies and we're going to see the difference. Then, like I said, I'm going to whack them in the direct sunlight right down there, and I reckon we'll have a winner. Then we'll add up the points and I'll let you guys be the judge which one is worth the money. The expensive esky, the cheap ass willow, the priceless grandpa esky, or pretty much the freebie styrofoam box. Rightio guys, it's just been just over 2 hours. We've got, what time? We've got 20 past 3 here. For 2 hours, it's a hot day in Brizzy here today. It's humid, it's 30 degrees. I've got these drinks down here. All right, so they've all been sitting here for 2 hours now. Anyway, let's do it. Put them up here. I reckon first of all, we'll go the normal stubby cooler, eh? Let's see. I'll get a temperature gauge. It's starting to go a little bit flat, but hopefully you can see. You have to put these in the fridge after to cool them right down and drink them. Let's go. Yeah, turn on. Oh geez, they are going flat. All right, here we go. We'll leave it go down and I'll let you know what it is. Rightio, that seems to have settled there. All right, after 2 hours, we've got 23 degrees on the normal one. Hopefully you can see that, 23 degrees. All right guys, I've got it in the Yeti now, and it seems to have settled on 17 degrees. 17 degrees. Hopefully you can see that. I'll just crack the outer line one. I'm going to put that in there and see what this goes to. I thought there'd be a bigger difference between the stainless coolers and the neoprene cooler, to be honest with you. This one's sitting on 17 degrees. Come on baby, go 16. It's 17 degrees as well. I don't know if you can see this. Rightio, I'm happy with that. Oh. It actually just flashed to 16 and went back to 17. The Yeti was fluctuating between them. I reckon exact same temperature. I'm calling it a tie. 17 degrees. Mate, that's a tie. That's a $40 cooler against a $24 cooler against a $15 cooler. 5 degrees in it. The Yeti and the outer line one were both 17 degrees. The neoprene cooler was 23 degrees. It's not a huge difference actually, to be completely honest with you. That's 2 hours in a hot, humid day. I'm pretty bloody happy with that. Don't spend your money on the Yeti. Go online, grab yourself an outer line cooler, half the price, and you get to sport us. Ah, 4X Gold. Pretty happy with that, mate. Exact same as the leading brand of coolers, Yeti. Biggest brand in the world, I'd say. Our little old cooler is keeping up with it. Our neoprene cooler is only 5 degrees behind after 2 hours in the hot Queensland sun. I'm pretty bloody happy with that. I'm really interested to see what happens with these eskies. I do not want to peek in them at all yet, but we're going to wait, well, geez, another 22 hours before that. So I'm going to see you guys tomorrow when we have a look in these eskies. Well, g'day guys, it's the next day, all right. It's been 24 hours, almost to the dot, right? I've been sitting there racking my brain last night thinking what's going to win, and I don't know, I get these things in my head and I just can't stop thinking about them. What I come up with actually is a point system so we have a winner, all right? So for the weight, for the price, for the room in them, we'll get 4 points because there's 4 eskies. Whatever comes second, we'll get 3 points. Whatever comes third, we'll get 2 points. Whatever comes last, we'll get 1 point in all the categories, and we'll see which one has the most points at the end, okay? So whichever one has the coldest beer in it, we'll get 4 points. Whichever one has the hottest beer will get 1 point, and same for whichever one has the most ice left in it. They'll get 4 points, and whichever one has the least amount of ice left in it will get 1 point, and we'll add it all up at the end and we'll see what it is. I've been trying to find somewhere to break these eskies. I want to throw it off a roof, but I don't just want to throw it off a 3-meter roof like what I've got here. I want to throw it off like a 5-story building. So I've put a little call out on our Outerline Facebook and Instagram to see if anyone's got a cherry picker. I've been down to the fire department down here, They said no. I went down to the building place because they're building like a 7-story building just down the road. The foreman said no. Don't blame him, really. They could get in trouble or whatever, I don't know. I'm trying to do it in a safe environment anyway, but it's so hard to find somewhere to throw these bloody eskies off. Let's get into it now, okay? And let's see. I'm going to pick which one I think has done the worst and work all the way up to which one I reckon's done the best, and we'll go from there, righty? So the one I think will do the worst, I think, is the Willow. I think that's going to have the hottest beer, and I think it's going to have the least amount of ice in it. So let's have a little look, eh? I'm scared. 24 hours, hasn't been opened once. Let's see how the ice is inside. Okay. We've got half of the ice left in there, I reckon. Maybe a touch less, and the rest is water. The beer sitting in there, it feels bloody cold. All right, so we might whack this beer on top of this. Oh, it's probably too early to have a sip, isn't it? We're gonna whack this thermometer in there, and we're gonna see what it goes to. 22, 18, 16, it's flying down. 5 degrees. Thermometer's starting to go flat too, which is bugger. She's sitting at 5 degrees, the blue esky. All right, let's move on to the, I don't know which one, eh? Let's move on to the foam box. I reckon the foam box is gonna do the next worst, all right? The foam box. This is fun. What's in there? Ooh. Ooh. There's 3/4 of a bag of ice in there. Easy. Easy. Probably more. How cold is the beer? 24 degrees back on here now. Whack that in. 12. It's going down. The old foam box, eh? Smashed the Willow so far. 11. 10. Ooh. What? I wasn't expecting that. 10 degrees, mate. She's stuck on 10 degrees. That's because the box is shaped like this. Whereas this one's higher, the ice was colder to the beer. But that's what it would be in the real world. 10 degrees. We're going with 10 degrees. All right, 10 degrees. Grandad's esky. This is the one I'm most interested in, to be honest with you. I reckon the eskies, the Yeti's gonna smash them, but do they build them like they used to? Let's have a look. Ready? Hey, Grandad's esky's got the least amount of ice in it, that's for sure, so far. Let's see. Yeah, no, Grandad's esky definitely got the least amount of ice, with probably 1/8 of a bag, I reckon. But how cold has it kept the beer? That's what we all want to know. There's no better sound in the world. All right, whack this on. Sitting at 27 degrees again. 7. Come on, Grandad's esky. 6. Or tell me, go 5. Oh, damn it. That's not 5. Oh. Come on, baby. Oh. 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 I reckon we might be settling on 7. Oh. 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 Righto. I reckon it's about 7.5 degrees. All right. Let's go 7.5 degrees because it's fluctuating. Right. Grandad's esky is coming 3rd so far in the beer cooling part. Grandad's esky just bit my finger. That's a point deduction for you. Rightio, the big dog, the Yeti. The Yeti has been falling behind in every other way so far. $300 for this esky, $46 for that, $3 for that. Grandpa's esky's priceless. Let's see how the Yeti has done because these are apparently the greatest cooling systems in the world when it comes to holding ice, keeping your drinks cold in your flasks and your canisters and your stainless stubby coolers. Yeti is, let's say, the biggest name brand in the world, okay? I'm expecting a lot from this esky. Anything even remotely close to these other eskies is a fail for me, big time. So let's see how the Yeti's gone. It's pretty good. It's got the most ice. It's holding the most ice, I'd say. The foam box isn't that far behind, I think, with the ice holding. You know, I'm going to weigh it because it's similar. There's about an inch of water in the bottom, but I'm going to weigh them and see exactly how much difference there is in the two. See this beer. How cold has the Yeti kept the beer? That is the biggest question. Staying at a solid 6. After 24 hours, it's staying at a solid 6. Look at this. Oh, I'm not even pausing the camera now. Mate, we've gone to 7 degrees. We've gone to 7 degrees in the Yeti. That's 7. I'm a little bit unimpressed, Yeti, to be honest with you. For me to have to weigh the difference in the foam box to the Yeti to see the difference in how much ice, because it's not super visible. It doesn't lie. The Willow stayed on 6. It fluctuated between 5 and 6. The foam box was 10. Grandad's cooler was 7 or 8. And the Yeti 7. The Willow has kept a beer colder than the Yeti. And I'd honestly say that the ice was covering the beer more in the Yeti. So it's actually gone up to 8 now, but let's just say that's ambient temperature rising. It's only been about a minute, but we'll still give Yeti 7. Okay, well I'm gonna add up the tally here, and I'm gonna see what it all comes down to.
So the coldest beer comparison: on 4th place at 10 degrees is the Freebie Foamy. At 3rd place on 7.5 degrees is Grandad's Esky. 2nd place at 7 degrees is the Yeti, and at 1st place with 5.5 degrees is the Willow. What esky keeps ice the best? 4th place is Grandpa's Esky. Coming in at 3rd is the old Willow. At 2nd place is the Freebie Foamy by only 47 grams. And in 1st place is the Yeti.
I think that's a pretty comprehensive test, you know what I mean? It's 24 hours of ice in each. It's hot, I'm sweating, like it's a hot day in Brisbane. It was a hot day yesterday. To me so far, honestly, paying $300 for one of these, it's overpriced by a long shot. When you can buy that for $46, that for free, and Grandad's Esky, we say it's priceless, but to be completely honest with you, they're on the internet, old school like that, for like $45 as a retro esky. So I lied to you, they're not priceless. Let's do this last test. I think what will happen when I break it is the foam box, dropping it from a height empty, it'll just float down and just land perfectly. I think the 25 litre Willow might crack on an edge a little bit. Grandpa's Esky is gonna plummet to the bottom and just smack a big dent in it, I reckon. I don't know what this Yeti will do because it claims to be bear proof. They have thick plastic on them, and hitting from 5 stories, I reckon it'll probably damage it, eh? I reckon it'll break the handle, bend the handle, crack the plastic or something like that. If I drop the foam one from a height full of ice, it'll explode into a million pieces. So if you're carrying an esky, usually it would be full, and if you dropped it, there'd be something in it where the foam esky would just explode. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that test because I can't find somewhere high enough. Might put these beers in the fridge and whoa! Did you guys see that? Just jumped straight into my mouth. All right, what I've done is I've poked a hole in the bottom. I've drained all the water out. I've got some scales here. I'm going to tear it back to 0. Now, out of a 5 kilo bag of ice, we have 2379. 2379. Oh, I just dropped some ice out of the hole. Rightio, here we go. Ooh. 2332. 2332.
So after 24 hours of ice sitting in the esky, only 47 grams separates the Yeti from the foam box. The foam box has considerably more room inside it, and I dropped a little bit of ice out before I weighed them. So I would almost say that the foam box keeps ice a touch better than what the Yeti does. But rules are rules, and the win goes to the Yeti.
Are you actually serious? This is great. All right, guys. Like 2 minutes after I finished that, I got a phone call from mate Callum. His brother and his old man have got cherry pickers, and I can go down there and I can do this test out of the cherry pickers, but I've got to go up in the cherry picker, and I'm actually like shit scared of heights. Be careful what you wish for, Adam. It's happening. We're going to go down and do it out of this cherry picker. This cherry picker throwing from the height thing, it's like, honestly, it's going to be funny. Stay tuned, guys, because I do not like heights at all. Holy shit. Still want to go in it? Yeah, right. Oh my God. That thing's swinging around.
How's it safe?
Now I am shitting bricks. All right, down here at a mate's yard, he answered the call. He said, I got a cherry picker. You can come and throw eskies off it. Now I'm suddenly regretting asking that. This is Brendan behind me, come fishing with us a little while ago. He said, come down, mate, we got the perfect spot for you. We'll send you up. This thing goes as high as a power pole, and just looking at it then, it was like just moving around, and I don't like height, I don't know about this. Ooh, cuddles. What do you want me to do here? Through here? Safety first here. It's a mum trying to suit up a baby for swimming, you reckon?
You not been bungee jumping before?
No, I'm scared of heights, mate. Proper. I've been actually nervous about this since you said come down. It goes 12 metres.
Do you want those tighter?
Yeah, get right in there, mate.
Get right in there?
Get right in there.
Here we go.
It's time. It's time to go. Send me up, mate. I'm not, oh my God, I'm packing. I'm packing. You getting smaller, Axel?
You're getting taller, Dad.
Oh, even this looks high. Oh shit! Okay, we're level with the roofs. Holy shit, but holy shit. Tell me if it's gonna, holy shit. Yeah, this is way higher now. Holy, oh my God, I'm frozen. Oh, there's, there's birds. There's birds flying underneath me. Look at this. Holy crap. Hang on, I don't want to look down, man. I'm shitting bricks, eh? Look at this. Holy crap. Righto. Okay, hang on. Holy hell. I am packing it right now. I don't even know what to do. Let's just get these eskies over. Holy shit, man. We all good?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my God, man. I can't even like. No. He's telling me to give it a shake. No. No. Nope. No way. I'm not. I'm just trying to not shit in my pants. First, we're going to do this white esky. I don't know if I'm going to be able to really do much. All right. Hang on. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. How'd it go? Oh, it just blew a hole out the bottom. All right. I think that might get 1 point. We've got a few people down here. All right, second test. I cannot wait to get off this thing. This thing's swaying around. Oh my God. Okay, It's time for the blue esky brake test, number 2. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a brake. He's broken. Rightio, we've got a breakage. They both broke. All right, I've got to go down and get the other 2 eskies now. There's no bullshit about this. My legs are shaking. Yeah, maybe a little bit higher. Oh my God, holy shit. Yeah, rightio. Holy shit. I can't look down here. It's time to do Grandpa's esky and the Yeti and get the hell out of here. I don't even want to bend down and grab the esky, but I have to. If you're scared of heights, you'll know exactly what this feels like. We're gonna get Grandpa's esky. I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry, Grandpa. 2, 1, go.
That was a good drop.
Yeah.
Is it even broken?
Yeah, it's cracked around the top. Dented the bottom, but she's still good.
Hey, the Grandpa's esky ate it up. Grandpa's esky. There you go, eh? They don't build them like they used to. Not for strength anyway. All right, the big one. There's people in this house over here about 400 metres away watching from their balcony. The one we've all been waiting for, the Yeti. Axel says to me before, you sure you want to... Bullshit! Does it look like this thing's moving around heaps? Oh. Here's the one we've all been waiting for, the Yeti. How does it handle? Holy crap. Oh. All right, the Yeti. You ready? 3, 2, 1. That cracked the concrete? Did it do anything?
No!
The handle came out of one side, but that's about it. She's back in. Good to go.
Not a mark. What? Oh, hang on. It's bulging out of one side. Geez, there's nothing wrong with that.
Ice okay.
Is the ice okay, Axel says? Mate, the Yeti has held up really well. It's got a bulge. I'll go and show you the damage in them. V8. Oh, rightio, it's time to come down. Ooh, Nelly. I'm like full white knuckles. Ooh, we're going down, baby. It's a bit of fun, tell you what. I've had good fun with this vid.
Dad!
Let's have a look at these eskies, the damage. They all held up pretty well, really.
Really?
Well, we've got the foamy. The foamy's just totally blown out. Look at that. So we're gonna, what do you reckon? We'll give him 1 point. 4th place, 1 point by far. We've figured out the foam boxes.
Brutal.
They can't, it was brutal. The old Willow, let's see, eh? All right. Lid still closes good. Looks all right from this side. When you flip him around.
Does anyone want to buy our foam on?
Is there any foam esky for sale? All right, look at this.
$100.
Totally blown out. Cracked all the way through. Even the plastic on the inside.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Cracked the outside one. Cracked the foam there. And I can see the ice. I still reckon it held up better than the foamy, but Granddad's esky. This is actually Mickey's esky. And he allowed me to drop it off, and I was like, man, you sure you want me to drop this thing off like pretty much a 5-story building? Would that be pretty much close to 5 stories? 5-story building. So here we go. Lid's in perfect working order. Oh, yeah, we've got a crack here.
Oh, Becky's not going to be happy.
Crack here. No, Mickey's not going to be happy. I reckon he'll be stoked actually, because he was thinking this is going to get blown apart. We got a bit of a dint around the outside, but Honestly, that,
What's it
apart from a
on the
little,
inside,
apart from a little, oh, hang on. Oh, look. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, nah, she's totaled. Sorry, Mick. I'm going to let you be the judge. What's better out of this or the willow after that?
Oh, I'd still have to go with Grandpa, I reckon.
Yeah, right. You'd still rather use Grandpa's esky at a bush doof?
Yeah.
Righto. Okay, so we got Grandpa's esky in second place. Just might leak in your car, that's all. This thing bites you too, eh? When you flick that up, squashes your fingers under there.
Before.
Did you?
Yeah.
I did it in the video. Well, you pay $300 for these things, and maybe now we can see why. Look at this. Lid closes perfectly. These scratches are from previous camping trips. It's almost perfect in every way, but you can see where the impact was, right there. Apart from being a little bit of a bulge right there.
What?
Mate, see how it's bulged just there?
Oh.
That, you wouldn't even really notice that, would you? You just think the dog took to it. Far out, there's no cracking. Check the inside. Zero cracking on the inside. I'd say the Yeti has absolutely flogged the other ones. They're all cracked, they're all busted, like the Yeti's flogged them. So if you're planning on dropping your esky off a rock wall that's 5 stories or something like that, I'd definitely buy the Yeti. Other than that, there's not much more testing we can do, really. Brendo just said, have you done a buoyancy test on them? And I was like, that's not a bad idea, actually, but I don't think old foamy's going to float too far. Well, it'll float. If I chuck it in the pool, it'll block up the skimmer box. That's what it'll do. But maybe that's a test for another time. I reckon we've done all right. So I'm going to add all these scores up, and we're going to go away for winter and we'll have a quick chat about what we would still buy, because it's still $300. You don't usually drop them off a 5-story building, and I'm pretty confident if you dropped one off 2 meters, they'd all survive, no problems. Big thanks to this legend, Brendan. Thanks for coming down your Saturday, man.
All good.
Legend. He said, come down, mate. We've got a perfect spot for you. It was perfect, so I really appreciate it. Saturday, could have been spending time with his family, but he come down here to hang with me and my son and watch us chuck eskies from 5 stories. So anyway, we're going to go home and add this up and see which one is the winner. All right, guys, so after all the testing we've done, we are down to the nitty gritty, right? I have the winners here, but before I announce that, there's one more thing I think we need to judge the eskies on, all right? So think to yourselves, what is maybe the most important thing you do with an esky, other than keep your beer cold? Can you think of it? I'm doing it right now. Sitting on your esky. Everyone sits on the esky. You don't have to take a chair. You take your beers, grab a beer, straight out of your esky, straight back down. You need a comfortable esky to sit on. So we're going to do the last test, which is the most, I've got bitten by something. Look. It just bit me on the ass. Not even joking, how's the timing? Anyway, we're gonna do our last test real quickly. I don't even need to sit on them. I know exactly which ones are the best, all right? So the sitting test in last place, and I gave it 0 points because you cannot even sit on it, is the foam esky. It doesn't even get a point because you can't even sit on it. You'll go straight through it. In third place for sitting comfort, I give the 2 points to the Willow. Whilst the Willow's quite good to sit on still, you can see here the lid's dented in a little bit, and after a few trips I think you're going to get some wicked bum prints, may not seal as good, so it's going third place. In second place for the sitting comp with 3 points is Grandad's Esky. Grandad's Esky doesn't have insulation in the lid. It's a tiny bit soft but a hell of a lot stronger than this one. It's comfortable to sit on and you'll never damage it. And in first place for the sitting comp is the Yeti. You could nearly build a house on top of the Yeti after this testing and seeing how strong it is. Like, I'd hate to think of what the crush rate is. It's a comfy height, it's strong as anything. So the Yeti gets the 4 points for sitting on, all right? So that brings us to who is the winner, all right? On points. So we've tested the amount of room you get in a 20 litre esky. We've tested the weight, we've tested the price, we've tested how cold it keeps your beer, we've tested how much ice it will hold up to 24 hours, we've tested the strength, and we've tested how comfy they are to sit on. So I'm going to tell you the loser here, all right? In last place in the overall score is Grandad's Esky, coming in with 13 points. Grandad's Esky, they may have been good in the day. They are very strong, but they don't hold ice very well. They don't keep your beer real cold. And I think they had their day, all right? They're cool, but if you're looking for a good Esky, I think that's the last one you get. In third place with 14 points is the Yeti. The Yeti come back at the end. It was getting flogged at the start, but in the ice holding, the break comp, and the seating competition, it did extremely well. So that's where it's come back, and it's got the 14 points, all right? In second place, also on 14 points though, is the Freebie Foamy. If I gave it 1 point for the sitting comp, which you just can't because you can't sit on it at all, it would have got 15, but it's come through with 14. So it's a tie for third and second, which obviously leaves the winner on 15 points as the Willow. Now, surprisingly, that surprises me. I thought the Yeti would have flogged them, and I'm talking about 20 litre eskies here, and I'm being dead set serious now when I tell you, if I was going to buy a 20 litre esky, what would I buy? I'd buy the Willow. I actually really would buy the Willow. For $46, it kept ice well, it kept your beer cold, it's relatively strong, and in a real world, you're not going to drop it off a 5-story building. It's comfy to sit on. If you leave rotten fish frames in it like I do all the time, you can just wash them out and it's all good. And they are just an awesome little all-round esky. I didn't think the Willow would win, but it has by 1 point. Second place, even though the Yeti and the Foamy came in, to buy a Foamy esky, a little bit unrealistic. They hold ice very well. I take them up 1770 full of bait sometimes and they stay frozen for a long time. But I would buy the Yeti in second place, only because you can't sit on the Freebie Foamy and there's no handles and they just look a bit shit. So I would buy the Yeti, but the $300 price tag that comes with them is just ludicrous. The markup on that, I'd hate to know what it is. It's a ridiculous price for an esky, and I got that for free with a set of rims. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought it. And in third place, I'd have Grandad's Esky, because they are cool as. They do bite you when you lift them up sometimes, your fingers get stuck in them, but they're cool as, they're retro. I love old stuff, so Grandad's Esky would come third. And last would be the Freebie Foamy, and purely because it's got no handles. They break very easily, you can't sit on them. But as for room and all that sort of stuff, at the start, it was kicking butt, all right? So the foam in them is only about 15 to 20 mil thick, where the Yeti's like 40 to 50. Didn't really make a difference at all with keeping ice and beers and stuff like that. So anyway, there you go. We got to the end. The winner is the Willow. So go out there, Kmart, thank me later. All right guys, I hope you liked that episode. If you want to see another one, right, make sure you like this video, leave a comment because I love reading your comments. Make sure you subscribe. When we get to 25,000 subscribers, I never ask you guys to subscribe, but I really want to push it now. When we get to 25,000 subscribers, I'll do another experimental one, and I promise you it'll be bigger and better and funnier than this one. All right guys, I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. I want to say a massive thank you to our legendary Patreons. You guys are bloody awesome. We appreciate the support more than you know. If you'd like to become a Patreon, head over to patreon.com/OuterlineAdventures. And we'd like to say a massive thank you to our sponsors. Your support and friendship means the absolute world to us. Cheers, guys.